What's going on, y'all? It's Brother Knowledge 2468. Got a little message for y'all. Don't know how long it's gonna be, but I know some of y'all have seen my TikTok, my reel, where it said that a brother had asked me yesterday on the panel, should all black women follow all black men? And I said yes and no. Of course, y'all know the reason I said yes and no is because you can't follow somebody if they don't know where they're going. If you know you're going to hell, then why would you lead people to hell? If you know you're going to heaven, of course you want to lead people to heaven. But if you don't know where you're going, how can you lead somebody? Now you can lead, but you're held responsible for where you lead people. So I said again, yes and no. If that man is leading that woman to salvation, then yes. But if he's not, then no. Because I don't know nobody that wants to burn. But the message today says the importance of a father and mother, husband and wife, in your children's life. Why is it important? Because that's the way the Most High designed it to be. It wasn't designed for us to just be out here sleeping with every woman or every man and having children, and then our children growing up without fathers or mothers, or growing up the same way we did and don't know how to be a man or a woman because there's a missing piece to the puzzle. And that's the problem with this world that we're living in. Is nobody wants to obey the commands, the precepts, the statutes, the laws of the Most High. So when I looked into the Word, I looked at Proverbs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I went over to 18. I went over to 31. And then I went to Luke. Now the reason I went to Luke is because Luke talks about the blind leading the blind. So if I don't know where I'm going, I'm blind. And I'm leading my kids, my woman, my friends, my family to a place that I don't even know where I'm going. But that's why you got to know where you're going. You got to know who it is that you're following and what they about. So let's go over to Proverbs. We'll start at chapter 2. Let me mute this real quick. Mute that. Proverbs chapter 2. Hold on one second. All right. And we'll start at verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom, and apply thine heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge, and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as for hid treasures, then thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God." Now, the reason I said her so harshly right there, and I put so much emphasis on that, because that's what the Father is talking about. Finding a wife. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22. And it's pretty much almost close to the same scripture. It says, "Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord." Now go to Proverbs 31, Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is as far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil." She will do him good, not evil, all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and give meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. So she gets up in the middle of the night. She makes sure that stuff is already in order. This is what a virtuous woman does. This is what a wife will do for you, men that are aspiring to be her husband, her house band. When you protect her, when you guard her, when you serve her, when you love her and not cheat on her, not steal from her, not kill her slowly like a candle with a slow burn, when you don't make a fool out of her, this is what she will do for you. How can a woman follow a man that's not doing this for them? Why would you? You're more precious than gold, more precious than rubies is what the word tells us. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her handmaidens. She's a giver. She considereth the field, and buyeth it. So now she's an entrepreneur. I see something and I want it. My man gave me the money for it, but see, I want it for us so we can have these finances coming in. But I'm going to go ahead and purchase this so we can multiply our finances, so we can make sure that our kids are taken care of. So my husband don't have to work all his life, but we can actually spend time together and let our money work for us as we enjoy life with our family and with each other. Because when those kids leave, you still got to enjoy one another. But did you set the tone? Was your relationship based on money, on fame, on finances? Or was it based on love? Was it based on friendship, relationship? She considereth the field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengthen her arms. Oh, wow. So not only does your woman buy something so she can plant in the garden and grow things, she's doing this for a purpose, so she can get strong at the same time. What did it say? Hold on. So she can get strong at the same time and strengthen her arms. She's working and getting strong. She's working out. She's making sure that she tidy for you. Not for just herself, but for you, man. But she done bought this field, this garden where she's planting seeds. So now the seeds gonna grow up. And when they sprout, she gonna be able to pick them fruits from them trees that grew up and be able to bring finances in the house. She's an entrepreneur. But then it said, he that findeth the wife findeth the good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by the night, or out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household. For all her household are clothed with scarlet. She's not afraid of the snow. She done already made sure that everybody got clothes, everybody got socks and shoes. She done did all this. So she ain't even focused on the winter. She already got prepared for it. This is what a wife will do. This is what a real one will do. This is what a real mother wife will do for the husband that's doing right by her and her household and her children. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. When he sitteth among the elders of the land, she maketh fine linen and selleth it, and deliver girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many women have done virtuously. Many of the father's daughters have done virtuously, but there is some that excel above them all, that go above and beyond. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. A woman that feareth God and respects God shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. The gates of where? Gates of heaven. But again, you have to know about this. This is why, men, when you get with that woman and you have children, you have to still do everything that you did to keep her. To get her, to keep her. You have to show your sons how to treat a woman. Because a lot of us grew up not knowing how to treat a woman. We learned how to treat a woman badly. We learned how to destroy women. We learned how to tear them down, but we never learned how to edify them, how to praise them, how to love them, how to respect them, how to care for them, because we didn't have examples. But when I look into this word, I see that the Father gave us the command on how to treat one another. I see how the Father has told us as sons to listen to his commands, his precepts, his statutes, his laws, so that we'll have a long life and not a short life. But when we go against what the Most High tells us to do, we end up with that short life. As y'all can see, some of us get killed in the street. Some of us get killed by our own brothers, our own family members, our own people. Some of us go out and do the killing ourselves. And then when we get locked up, we don't want to face the time. We want to do the crime, but we don't want to do the time. Then you kicking yourself in the head. Man, I should have listened to mama. I should have listened to my grandmother. I should have listened to that woman. If only my dad was there, I probably wouldn't have made these mistakes. Nah. That's not even it. That could be the course. But you know what? Some of our dads didn't know how to be fathers. So even if they was there, you probably still would have failed. But now it's up to you, because you know better. You got to do better. You got to raise your sons up to show them how they are to treat a woman, how they are to treat themselves. You have to raise your daughters up to know how they are to be treated. Because there's some wolves in sheep's clothing out here that will snatch your daughter up just for sex, just to take from her, but won't treat her right. And every time that she lies with another one comes in, another one leaves. Another one comes in, another one leaves. All those soul ties are attached to her, and then she loses herself. And she don't even know herself, and she don't even know how to treat a man or a woman, for that matter. She don't know how she should be treated, and she don't even know how to treat a man, because everyone that's come into her life has treated her badly, has wronged her. So now, We got to get back to the precepts and the commands. Does it make sense why the importance of a father and a mother in a child's life, a husband and wife, is very important? Because we shouldn't be sleeping with multiple women and men out here. We should only have one. That one. That virtuous woman. That Boaz for the women. That Samson. That king. That king will die for you. He'll give his life for you. For his family. A real one. Just like on the chessboard. The king will give up his life just so the queen survives and the children survives. But the queen can move anywhere around the board. What am I saying? A woman can have any man that she wants. She can go anywhere and have any man that she wants. But she chose you. So it's something special about you that she sees in you that you may not see in yourself. I'm going to tell y'all some stuff that I read today. I was just reading it on another panel not too long ago. Dang, I didn't even want that to tear out of there. Oh, well. So it says this. And there's 8 goals. 8 goals. What is a good woman? 8 goals. The number 8 is a new start. Something fresh. Did you know that the 8th month of pregnancy, that is the beginning time of the full development of your child to come into this world? The 8th month is when your child starts getting both parts, and eyes, and, mouth, ears, all the organs is developing for the life that's coming into this world, a new life. But we'll get into that later. So what is a good woman? They are prayer warriors. Women, you pray to the Most High. He hears your every word. You are his daughters, and a father pays close attention to his daughters and gives her what she asks for most of the time. But did you notice that I said a father? A support, number 2, a support system. A woman will back her man no matter what. She believes in him more than he possibly believes in himself. Number 3, she's goal-driven, purpose-driven. A woman will not let anything stop her when it comes to being a mother, sister, friend, nourisher, nurturer, comforter, lover, in so many ways. You are just that virtuous. You are a worker. Number 4, you are a worker in so many ways. More like you have been laboring for yourself in so many ways. You have been an entrepreneur and not even knowing it. You have been that virtuous woman and not even knowing it. Because guess what? You know how to do. You know how to take care of children, nurture. You know how to cook. You know how to provide. You know how to comfort. Some of y'all know how to sew. Some of y'all know how to do hair, nails, all of that. All them skills that you could be making or covering a bill for. You cook, you clean, hair, nail, sew, you name it. You got it all. All you have to do is use what you have been doing for profit. Notice I didn't say use what you got to get what you want. Now we ain't doing them Ronnie Ho quotes from Players Club. Number 5, you are seers or prophetess. Again, you can see your vision and his coming together for your family and others. You see it and you have to have it. That's like when you go into the mall. Y'all see something, y'all want it, y'all go get it. You see if the finances is right and then you get it. If the finances is right, you grab it. And sometimes even if your finances ain't right, you still grab it because you see it, you want it, and you gotta have it. What am I saying? Sometimes you see that man, you want that man, and you gotta have that man. Because you can see something in him that he don't see in himself. Number 6, you restore life to us as men and children. We need you just like y'all need us. The queen of the, number 7, the queen of the castle who can't be touched. When you have your Boaz, your Samson, or your king for that matter, he will edify you in so many ways on how we are to come together and not against one another. You're not a king until you have a queen. We must lead together in our home or our kingdom, our castle. How could two walk together if they don't agree? Amos 3:3. Number 8, you birth our nation. You bring life here to the world. We plant the seeds and you water it, nourish it, and help that seed to grow big and strong into whatever tree it wants to be. Talking about the children. So women, you got to know about yourself. You got to know who you are, whose you are, and what you are. If you don't know that you a queen, that you're a virtuous woman, that you're more precious than rubies and fine gold, then you don't know yourself. You don't know how precious you really are or how valuable you truly are. If a man ain't edifying you and telling you this, kick rocks. If he ain't studying to show himself approved, kick rocks. If he just treating you a certain type of way and all he wanted some sex from you in the beginning, kick rocks. Because the time is now for us to show our children how to be men and how to be women. How to be men of God and women of God. How to be true believers, true followers of Christ. The time is now. The time waits for no man. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. We need to repent. We need to ask for forgiveness. And we need to turn away from the wicked ways of this world. Because this world wants us to go to hell in a handbag. Ain't nobody telling men and women to come together to raise children, to show them the way. They not. Quit listening to them. Quit following them. They not helping you. They killing you. They killing your children. As you can see, our children are dying every day. The mothers and fathers are dying off every day. Our children are being told that it's okay to get high, get drunk, get lit. And then when they die in the street like dogs, don't nobody know anything. Because look what the world has given us. The world has given us all of this stuff to kill us, but not to help us in life. Everything that this world has been giving us has been nothing but a lie and destruction. Now all of a sudden, you got liquor stores that want to stay open all day. Now you got every single 7-Eleven is a medical dispensary. It's more medical dispensaries than it is grocery stores, than it is daycares. It's more liquor stores than there is churches now. Why do you think that is? The enemy is trying to dim your light. Alcohol is the way. When you feeling down and when you feeling out, don't read the book. Don't study to show yourself approved. Go on ahead and take this drink. Go ahead and get drunk. Then call up somebody to come over and comfort you. Next thing you know, you in a situation with somebody that you don't even know. The world is not doing us any justice. It's all over the television. It's all in the music. It's all in the media. But they ain't pushing that out there because they don't want to tell you that. They want to tell you that it's okay for men and men to sleep together, for women and women to sleep together, to be a gang member. Everybody hollering about gang, gang. It's okay to be, I like my butt getting big. And then bust it. And everybody think that's cool. Now, the whole latest trend right now is that. I see that on all these platforms. But that's cool. No, it's not cool. Mothers, it's not cool. Your daughters see you. Your sons see you. That's not a virtuous woman. That's not a wife. That's not somebody that you want to be with. Ain't nobody supposed to see that. Only one should be seeing that is your husband. It shouldn't be blasted all over social media. But again, you're only doing what you see. Monkey see, monkey do. You're a follower. You're not a leader. Well, you are a leader, but you don't know that what type of leader you are. But you're a follower. Because soon as that trend came out, soon as that song came out, I saw every young lady start doing that. Every young man started commenting on it. Telling them, yeah, that's right, keep on doing that. I like what I see. But then you get mad when a man comments on what you showing. If you don't want no comments like that, quit doing that stuff. Talking about these niggas ain't nothing. You know what? You ain't nothing either. Because you're doing exactly what they tell you to do. But you don't want to dive in the word. You don't want to study to show yourself approved. You don't want to get right. You want to call yourself, and I'm talking to the men and women, you want to call yourself a Christian, but you don't follow Christ. So what are you really? Backslider? Follower of the Antichrist? Okay. Or just a follower of the world. Because the world ain't doing this. If the world was doing it, maybe you would be doing it. But the same as it was in the day of Noah, the same is what's going on today. Men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women. Men want to be women, women want to be men. People out here killing and stealing, eating stuff that they shouldn't be eating, getting fat, getting all these diseases and cancers and all these things. But that's because we won't dive into the word. The word told us not to eat certain things. The word told us to eat certain things, yes. And certain things we're not supposed to eat. But then when judgment finally come upon you, now you blaming God. Blame God for the disease that you have. Why did God let this happen to me? God didn't let... Listen. You let that happen to you. Because you didn't want to do what you were supposed to do. That's why it says, forsake not my teaching. If you forsake my teaching, you shall have a short life. But if you obey my teaching, you will have a long life. You didn't know that what was a crime. Be specific. No, I ain't say nothing about getting fat like that. I'm not saying it like that. If you want to be fat or whatever you want to call it, then, hey, do that. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to be, do that. Be that. But all the people I know, the women I know, they say that they don't like it. Yeah, they don't like it. But hey, if that's what you want to call yourself, if that's what you consider yourself, hey, more power to you. All I'm saying is that if that's not what you like, if that's not what you want to be, then you don't have to be that, sister. But there is somebody that'll accept you for who you are. That is somebody. But you got to accept yourself first and foremost. I'm talking about the food that's being eaten. The stuff that we eating that we ain't supposed to be eating. That's what I'm talking about. Which part did I say? Don't just take my words and just run with it now. Listen to get an understanding. Don't listen to respond, listen to get an understanding. The processed foods, yes, the processed foods is the thing that puts us in a lot of positions in this life. Diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, obesity, the foods that we shouldn't be eating. That's why I said dive into the dietary laws. The dietary laws will tell you what to eat and what not to eat, to stay away from certain things. Nah, I'm not taking nothing left at all. Never that. I'm staying right where I'm at. You're right about that. That is it. But a lot of us wasn't taught that. Our parents don't eat that. We only eat what our parents was eating. And then when you finally start suffering, you finally start going through things, and you go to the hospital and the doctor tell you, well, you got high blood pressure. You got high blood pressure. You have diabetes. You got cancer. You got all these things. And you're like, well, what happened? I ain't been doing nothing. I've been working out and doing all this. Yeah, you can work out all you want to. But it's the food that you eat that's killing you. That's why your life is shortened. That's why our lives are shortened. Because of what we decide to eat. I know they tell you, oh, well, crab legs and shrimps and all that other stuff. We ain't even supposed to be eating that. We're not. But the only reason we want to eat that is because that's what the rich do. But the rich ones are not the ones that's dying of all this stuff. I mean, some of them are, but it's us, because we indulge in it way too much. Can't get enough of it. Ooh, that's bomb. I got to have it. Don't see a lot of health food places around here. Don't see a lot of them. But I see a lot of processed food places around here. I see a lot of restaurants, a lot of quick fixes. We should be cooking for ourselves. We shouldn't have to go out in the world and go to a restaurant to eat something that ain't even real. We could be making our own meals and sending those across people's homes, helping them get healthier. Laboring for yourself. It definitely can be reversed. It definitely can be reversed. But that's why you have to study to show yourself approved. You have to pick up some books and read and study. You got to come together as people and study. Because I don't know everything, you don't know everything, and you don't know everything, but together we can impact a generation. When us parents, us husbands, wives can come together and communicate with one another and talk about what we could do for the generation to come, so the generation to come could do the same thing we did and live a better life, that's where kingdom-mindedness is. That's why we got to stop killing each other, why we got to stop talking about one another, why we got to start helping one another. That's why we have to come together. Because again, us people, we the only ones that don't like to come together with each other. When I say us people, I'm talking about melanated people, black people. Only time we come together is for family reunions, pagan holidays, and funerals. Other than that, we really don't keep up with each other like that. Oh, we'll go to a party, we'll go to a club, and at the same time we go to a party or a club, some same folk be in there shooting that mug up. Because they don't get along with somebody. Because they got a problem with somebody. Exactly. That's why fasting and praying is a great thing to do. Because it does heal itself. When you fast from food, from things that you have eaten, when you detox from those things, oh, your body feels so much better. I'm here to tell you, I fasted for 7 days. And for those 7 days, I felt great. I was out here working. And when I say fasted, I fasted from all food, just drinking water. brushing my teeth, you know, because when you fasting, boy, that's a whole nother ball game. But anyway, you know, I'm still out here working on a whole, like, a supernatural, Holy Spirit natural power. For me to be that energetic, to be still out here picking up people's groceries, dropping them off, doing that from the time I get up in the morning to the time to sundown, which is usually, I mean, sundown is 5 something, but until about 8 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock, and then go to the other job and clean a clinic for about an hour and a half, maybe 2, every day except for the Sabbath day. That felt great. I felt like a whole new person. It wasn't until yesterday when things was tough, the last day of the fast, where, excuse me, family and friend was coming at me talking noise. And I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? Like, you know what? Y'all got the right one today. Keep on messing with me. You got the right one. Because I ain't tearing nobody down. I ain't talking down nobody. I'm just trying to help people. And at the same time I'm helping people, I got people over here that claim that they are helping me, but they really just helping themselves. Yes, I have. Doing what exactly, though? Oh, yeah, it does clear the mind. You get to hear from the Father in so many ways. Could you be more specific, Sue Honey? You said you've been doing this a long time. Exactly what are you asking, if you wouldn't mind elaborating on that question? So now I'm just taking, I wanted to read Proverbs chapter 4 after I take this last question, if that's okay with y'all. All the labor and running around helping people. Oh yeah, I've been doing this all of my life, pretty much. All of my life. Now, as far as making finances off of it, that's just now started maybe 2.5 years ago. But before then, I was just always helping people. Yes, we're supposed to lead people to God. Yes, we're supposed to lead people to salvation. You know, to restore man back to its original state, the reason we're here in the first place. So I want to read Proverbs chapter 4 real quick, and then we'll get right back into it if y'all don't mind, because I don't want to lose where we was at. Proverbs 4. Let's start at verse 1. It's only 27 verses long. A lot of people do not understand this don't start overnight. Yeah, it don't start overnight. This takes a while to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's a process of elimination. It says, hear you, children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake you not my law. The father said, forsake not my law. Even a father in the household will say, do not disrespect me. Do not forget what I told you. This is going to help you in life. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. That's how it is when it comes to fatherhood. It definitely doesn't start overnight. It's a major struggle. I'm working on myself now in every way. That's what's up. So it says, he taught me also and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. That's what a father will do. He said unto his son, do not forget my commandments, my statutes, my precepts, my laws, and you shall live. Keep my words that I have told you and I have shown you in your mind. Don't ever forget this. Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Who are we talking about? She. Mother, wife. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. That's what a wife will do. Love her, and she shall keep thee. That's what mother does all the way through. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. Now, the father is telling the son, he's giving instructions. Get you a wife when you get old enough. Get you a wife. Exalt her, and she will promote you. She will make sure that everything you do is great and pleasing in the Lord's eyes. Because the Lord has put a long life in her right hand and riches and other things, the favor of him in her left hand. She shall give to thee thine head an ornament of grace. That's what a queen will do. She will crown you king, Lord, my husband. She will crown you. A crown of glory shall deliver to thee. She shall deliver to thee. She will give you a crown of glory. A king, a crown. Lord, husband. Hear, O my son. Listen to me, son, and receive my sayings, and the years of your life shall be many. Listen to me, and you will have a long life. This is what a father does with his children, with his sons. Man, these things will not lay down. They ugly too, but oh well. Hear, my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of your life shall be many. I have taught you in the way of wisdom. I have led you in the right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened. And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble or fall. Take fast hold of instruction. Let not her go. Keep her, for she is your life, or she is your lifeline. Do not let her go. Do not disrespect her. Do not persecute her. Do not judge her. Do not cheat on her. Do not steal from her. Do not kill her slowly, like a candle with a slow burn, because she is your lifeline. Enter not into the path of the wicked. Do not follow other brothers, other people that are mistreating their wives or their wife. Do not follow them. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil men. Don't even go up in them strip clubs. Don't go to them burlesque bars. Don't be watching no porn. Don't be touching on yourselves. Don't be following the heathens. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. Walk away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness. Those that are doing these things, they eat the food for wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not what they stumble. They know not at what they stumble. So when you walking in darkness and you fall, you don't know what you just fell into. You don't even know how you fell because you walking in the darkness. In darkness, you can't see nothing. You can't see a thing. You'll look back and you won't even know what you tripped over. My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. The words that the Father gave us is life for us that find them, and it's health to our flesh. That's why we got to stay in the word. Didn't we just say something about the dietary laws? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about not going places that we shouldn't be going, following people we shouldn't be following, into darkness. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Put away from thee a forward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Don't be talking nasty. Don't be doing all that and stuff. Don't be doing those things. Put it far from you. You don't want to start indulging in that. You don't want to even be around that. Don't be looking at people the wrong way. Don't be looking at women the wrong. Don't look at none of that. Keep your eyes forward. Ponder the path of your feet, and let all your ways be established. Turn not the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So don't go towards evil things. Don't even entertain it, because once you get in it, it's hard to get out. You got to make the choice to get out. And sometimes that's a hard choice, because your flesh is weak and everything everybody else is doing is fun, what they say. But they blinded by their own sinful nature. There's a veil over their eyes because they refuse to see the Father is telling us something, that God is trying to tell you something. So don't follow them. That's why I tell my sons all the time when I talk to them, hey, listen to your mama. I don't care if I'm not here. I'm still your father. And when I come over here, I expect for certain things to be done the way that they should be done. You shouldn't be over here disrespecting her. You didn't disrespect me when you live with me. So don't be over here disrespecting her. Don't be over here mistreating your mother. I say you got them scriptures on your wall that we put up there and you don't even obey them. So I took their stuff from them. I took their controllers from them, or not the controllers. I took the cords to their controllers to charge them up. I'm not going to put my hands on you. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Yeah, correction. So I corrected them to get their attention, to let them know I'm not playing with them. But if somebody don't agree with you, if somebody doesn't agree with your parenting, then what use is it? But when they keep on getting disrespected, kids not listening to them, disobeying them, then they want to call you and complain and murmur. Well, if you would have just did what I told you and showed you, it would work. But again, how can two walk together if they don't agree? That's why we can't be together. We don't agree. We don't agree on certain things. I don't agree with putting my hands on nobody any longer. I was taught that, but I don't do that anymore. I agree by correcting what you're doing. Yes, they do. They need their fathers. And I go to my children's house at least, or their mother's house when I call her, at least 2 to 3 times a week. Called today to see if I can come over there and bathe up my baby girl, because I know she like when I give her baths, and she like to smell good and what have you. So I was gonna do that, but when I called, the mother of my children was already bathing her. So she's giving her a bed bath, but I wanted to give her an actual bath. But I'll go over there tomorrow and see them, because I got some gifts for them that their aunt and uncle had got them for that pagan holiday that I got to give to them. So I'll go over there and see them tomorrow. But yeah, I try to visit them at least 2 to 3 times out of the week that I can. Even while I'm working, when I'm doing my Instacart thing, when I'm doing my deliveries, I take some time and I just like, okay, I'm finna take a break. I'm finna go, call up the mother of my children, see if I can visit my kids for a little bit, check on them, see what they doing, how's their homework, how's their room, just to go and see what they doing, if they doing what's right or if they doing what's wrong. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, you try to work something out with somebody, but you can't. But at the end of the day, it's all good. And just going to have to continue to keep on praying. Because I'm going to get my wife. I'm searching for her. I'm studying to show myself approved. I'm not one that's out here looking for no girlfriend or none of that. I'm looking for my wife. So we can do kingdom-minded things. So we can be equally yoked. So the Father is revealing to me who she is. Yeah, I don't like it either, but you know what? The decisions that we make in life, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. But I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I never will give up on them. I'm like a thief in the night. You never know when I'm going to show up. You never know when I'm going to call. And I'm going to be right there. So you might want to make sure stuff is already in order before I get there. Because if I get there and you trying to rush to do things, that tells me that you're not really listening to me. You're doing what you want to do at that point in time. And what you want to do is going to get more stuff taken away from you until you have nothing. And that's what the Father does to us. He takes something from you. When he ain't got your attention, take that. They ain't listening to me. Take that. They're not keeping my commands. Take that. They want to keep on going over there to this woman's house and doing this and doing that. Take that. Okay. Now they're hanging out with the wrong crowd again, and one of their partners then killed somebody. Take that. Lock them up. Then when you get locked up, that's where you find God. You're like, dang, man, how'd I end up here? Because you wasn't listening. You couldn't hear the Father telling you not to do such a thing, not to go such a place. But you kept on doing what you want to do. You kept on listening to that other voice instead of that still small voice that says, son, don't do it. Daughter, don't do it. Don't go over there. Don't entertain that. Turn it off. Don't listen to it. You ignored that voice. And you went against the grain. And now when you suffer, now you blame me. But I gave you the commands. I gave you the precepts. I gave you the statutes. I gave you the laws. But you didn't listen to me. You didn't even want to be in a relationship with me. You didn't want to study the word. And that's where a lot of people will hear those words. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, because I never knew you. It's not enough to just read the word. You have to be a doer of the word. I love y'all. Blessings to y'all. Knowledge. And it says, and that's where the mothers have to follow us. Mothers are real lenient with our kids. Well, man, I thank y'all for joining in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to end this and I'm going to save this live and then we'll come back in if that's okay. So we can still have some open discussion.